Good evening and welcome to Mystic Matters. My name is Trisha Cunningham, the president of the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for joining me this week. My co-host, my famous co-host, Suzette Tevis, wasn't able to join me this week, so it's just me, but we'll have her back with us guaranteed next week. So to start off our show, we have Erin Mertz from the Mystic Aquarium to give us a little update on what's going on over there.
Sure.
The lovely Mystic Aquarium. How are things?
Things are good. I talked about Titanic last time. I'm going to talk about Titanic again this time.
Titanic is so big.
It is so big.
It deserves the extra attention.
It does. 2 episodes. It's definitely worthy. So
we might go next time you're on. We might just talk about it again.
Yeah, we might.
All right.
We probably will. New exhibit opening, April 12th, opening to the public. Huge new Titanic exhibit in honor of the centenary. It did maiden voyage and sinking happened 100 years ago in April, which is pretty incredible. And Dr. Ballard is based at the aquarium. For those who don't know, he discovered the Titanic in 1985, so it's a very special exhibit. It's focused on discovery and exploration, and he's actually recently been asked to help find Amelia Earhart's plane. There's a renewed effort. Do we know where it is? Oh, well, they think they've narrowed.
No idea.
They've narrowed the location, so he's been asked to help with that. It's sort of an advisory role with all of his expertise and answering any questions they may have, and with all the advanced technology nowadays that he's just an expert on. So very exciting, and you can learn about that. It converts over to Titanic and what he did 20 years ago.
That's terrific. Well, and I have a question about the Titanic and the exhibit there, because at the Challenges of the Deep in that area of Mystic Aquarium, there's been smatterings of the Titanic.
Yes.
So what can people expect to see with this exhibit?
Sure. It's quite different from the last exhibit that was there. This time, a former Disney designer designed this exhibit. So it conjures a whole different feel and environment. It's very hands-on, interactive. It really takes you on a journey from the beginning of the excitement when they were building Titanic, and we use a lot of lighting and sounds that really set the mood, and then you walk. It's like a timeline. You walk through all of the events that happened, and eventually you're 12,000 feet below the ocean surface to where he discovered Titanic. So, and we're doing from April 12th to April 18th, April Vacation Week. So bring your kids, bring your families, a lot of special Titanic activities going on.
And how can people find more information?
MysticAquarium.org.
All right, that's where it's at.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here, and we'll see you at the Titanic exhibit. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
And then we'll see you in a couple weeks where we'll hear a little bit more about Titanic.
Probably.
and other exciting things going on at the aquarium.
Absolutely.
And getting ready for summer camps too, because it's not too early. We just had our 4-H camp on the show, our previous show, and it is not too early to sign up.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. It starts in June, and registration is open on our website, so please go sign up.
Good.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a couple weeks. So, a couple other things going on. I just want to mention to you, the Chamber has just started a program called Member Business of the Month. And what this program is we want to ask you, our members of the community, to nominate a special business in the area to get some extra special recognition for the month. So we have nomination forms available on our website. If you'd like more information, you can give me a call at the Chamber. MysticChamber.org is our website, and our phone number is 860-572-9578. And what's going to happen with that business of the month, they'll be featured on our website for the month. They'll get some extra special recognition in the press throughout the month, and they'll have a great sign that they'll be able to put out in front of their business, showcasing that they are the business of the month. So it's a great opportunity to really showcase a business that is special to you. A couple other things going on that I just want to touch on is this month we have our Business Before Hours meeting, and that's at Riverfront Children's Center. And that's Thursday morning at 8 o'clock. And they also just recently had a great fundraiser at Panera Bread over in Groton. And so they'll be doing a special check presentation Thursday morning. The other event that we have coming up next week is our Business After Hours at Savings Institute Bank and Trust. And that is Tuesday, February 10th, or April 10th. I'm going backwards in time. I don't know. I'm not trying to get back to the winter. I definitely am looking forward to the summer. So that's April 10th. And a couple other events, but you can go onto our website, MysticChamber.org, to look at all of the events coming up. And we have some extra special guests tonight. They're very special to me, from Hospice Southeastern Connecticut. We have Denise Huck, and Jeffrey Nelson joining us tonight from Hospice Southeastern Connecticut, like I said. And tell us a little bit about yourselves. Denise, what is your position at Hospice?
Thanks. My position is Annual Giving and Special Events Manager. So I work with the annual appeal that we do in the fall.
Which is a big project.
Yes, definitely. And then also the special events that we do, the regatta, the walk, the Tree of Life.
All right, nonstop.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And Jeffrey, what about you?
Good evening. I'm Jeff Nelson. I'm Director of Community Development, and I oversee the development team. And our primary responsibilities are to raise funds for Hospice Southeastern Connecticut and to get the word out about what we do.
And they have both very big and diverse jobs. I helped with the letter writing campaign,
yes.
And you walk into this room. This is a big operation. How many letters do you send out?
Well, we send out anywhere from 10 to 13,000 letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All different people in the community who have supported hospice in the past, and we're hoping will continue to support hospice.
Exactly.
One thing I'd like to ask you is, what is Hospice of Southeastern Connecticut, and what makes your organization so special?
Hospice is your community nonprofit hospice agency, and what we do is we provide care in the home or wherever a patient calls home. It could be a nursing home, for patients who have 6 months or less to live. And what we do is we provide quality of life in those final few months and days so that they can live in dignity in the way they want to. Obviously, our healthcare industry is aimed at trying to keep life going and lengthen life, but sometimes people get to a point to where they realize that their time is coming and they want to live with dignity in a way that they want to, pain-free as much as possible, and that's where we come in. We provide nursing care, we provide hospice aid care, we provide social workers and volunteers and anything that we can to help them so that they can spend their final days the way they want to.
And where are you located?
We're located in Norwich.
In Norwich. And what's great is, you know, they're located in Norwich, but this is Hospice of Southeastern Connecticut. So you service which town?
New London County. We service every town in New London County.
And so they come to you, which is the beautiful piece of this organization.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about, you know, I said this is an organization that's close to my heart. I just got finished with the fundraising effort of my own. You know, Denise does a lot of events throughout the year, but it takes individuals and volunteers and members in the community to pitch into those events to help make them a success and help to sponsor those events, to make donations to those events. And so I did something a little different. I decided to donate my hair, but not just in terms of donating my hair. I did a fundraiser as part of that, which I kind of coined it as a hair-a-thon, for lack of any sort of word, because there was nothing like that had been done before, and was able to raise just under $4,000 for hospice by doing this, and by challenging my friends and my neighbors to make a donation to hospice and another area organization, was able to raise in total over $7,000 for these two organizations, which was a lot of fun. But through that process, I have to say, it made it so easy because I had 100% support from you guys at Hospice, and it was so easy because their website was wonderful to use and made it easy for our donors. So tell us a little bit about that, because that, I think, was new, that you just recently started, and as someone doing the event, it was so wonderful.
Great.
It was very easy to use, user-friendly for the donors as well.
Yes. I'm glad you really enjoyed that. It really is a great opportunity for people in the community who'd like to do something to raise funds that's personal to them, because we have our own events that we do, but there's so many creative ways to raise money. People can put their talent and skills, and so we created a fundraising site where people can go and create a fundraising page that's personalized. They can, from that site, send out emails to their friends, encouraging them to donate to their cause, and do a variety of things. And so it makes it easy for someone to take the initiative that they'd like to take on their own, add some creativity, add their own personal touch, and have an event and a fundraiser to something that they care about, which we're lucky to have those who care for Hospice Southeastern Connecticut.
And the ability for people to donate online,
Yes.
which, you know, makes it nice and easy and seamless for everybody. So,
Exactly.
so it's terrific. Do you have a lot of people doing different, what you might call a third-party event?
Yeah, we do. We have folks that might do a concert. We have some folks that are looking for opportunities to perform because they're artists, so they like to perform and have people come out. to the concert and make donations. We've had people do bike runs to support us. The American Legion in Montville did that. So we've had a wide variety of things.
That's great. Now, there's another event that you have coming up, and that's at Crystal Mall, which gets a lot of exposure throughout the year. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that event is really a great way for folks to memorialize someone
It's
that
called
they love.
Tree of Life.
The Tree of Life event, that's correct. And it happens at the Crystal Mall. This year we're going to be located around the old Navy store in the first level area. During that time, anyone can come in. It starts on March 31st, goes through to April 7th. And anyone can come in and create a personalized ornament to hang on the tree.
How does that work? Do people go in, do they make a donation to be able to personalize that?
They don't have to.
Yep.
But
Okay.
they certainly can if they want to, and we appreciate every donation they make because that helps us provide our services. But they don't have to. It's not a requirement. We have a list of people who have supported us in this in the past, and so we send out a little letter to them where they can donate money, but also it comes with a little paper egg ornament, and that's the ornament that they personalize for their loved ones. And it's really neat to see what some people do with it. They put pictures on and glitter and things that remind them of their loved one, and so it's a great memorial. So they don't have to, and if they aren't on our list from past years, they can show up at Crystal Mall where we have a table of volunteers who will have the ornaments, and they can sign the ornament themselves and hang it on our tree.
That's terrific, and that's a great, it's a great way to honor those that you love,
is.
And to to offer support and encouragement to hospice. But another element, it's therapeutic.
It is.
To take that time out to be creative in honor of someone that has passed. It's just very therapeutic. That's a terrific program.
Yeah, it is.
So what other kinds of events? Because you mentioned, in your introduction that you do this event, you do that, you do this. So what other events do you have coming up?
Well, what ties in nicely with the Tree of Life is the walk. We have a walkathon that will happen on May 12th. At Mohegan Park in Norwich, and we have people come from all over the community on that day. They come in, registration is at 9 a.m., the walk starts at 10, and these are folks who have gone to our website, they've set up a fundraising page with the walk, they have fundraised, had their friends and family members support them.
Are there groups is it individuals or do they do teams?
There's a wide variety. There are teams, there are individuals who walk. Most people walk in memory of someone. And then they show up that day and they walk together. It's a really invigorating, special time. They get to see some of.
How long is the walk?
The walk itself is 3 miles. It's 1.5 mile circuit, and people usually walk it twice. So it's really a nice time, and they get to really see some of the nurses or hospice aides that they worked with, who worked with their loved one there as well. And Cool 101 will be there that day, broadcasting live. And there's a raffle, there's a plant sale just in time for Mother's Day.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it's really a great time. And the NFA Norwich Free Academy students come and they volunteer in a variety of ways with the children that's there. They do face painting and they help out. So it's a great community event. Everyone comes together.
It's great to see the interaction amongst the different families because they're all there for the same reason, and they get to sort of share stories, a little bit of their experience about hospice, and it's neat to see some of them will have a particular T-shirt made up for their team, if you will, for the families, and so it's neat to see how they get together with each other and with our staff and just spend a great day together.
A whole new way to connect.
It is.
Yeah, and in person. A way to connect in person, which is terrific.
And we had, I think we had about 400 people last year, so it's a great event.
Now, what about, we'll talk a little bit about it more, but what about volunteering, and are there opportunities to volunteer with these different events? And if so, what kind of opportunities are there, and how would people go about connecting?
Yeah, well, people can always contact us either through our phone at 860-848-5699 or on our website, hospicesect.org. And they can volunteer with helping to set up the day of the event, helping to clean up after
That's
the
a big
event.
one.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a great variety of ways, and we do, within our volunteer program, we have volunteers that we call special events volunteers, and so they help with all the various events that we do throughout the year. Registration, so many things to do.
Excellent, excellent. Now, other events that you have Regatta.
Exactly.
That's a big annual event that you have.
Yes, in July. We are lucky enough to have the sailing community really come together to help us to raise funds. The Niantic Bay Yacht Club, the Mystic River Mudheads, the Stonington Dinghy Club, and the Thames Yacht Club, they all come together and they host races for us. The July 11th will be the races with Stonington, with Thames, and with Niantic Bay.
Where does that take place?
At their yacht clubs.
So they each have separate races all
Exactly.
on the same day.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and then July 21st, the Mystic River Mudheads will have their race on that day, and then later on in the evening at 5, they have their mega party.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
a fun time.
famed amongst the Mystic community.
Yes.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Yeah.
And that takes place at Mystic Shipyard at the Mystic
Exactly.
Yachting Center.
Yes, yeah. And so it's really a great event, a great opportunity for the sailors to come together, to get their friends and neighbors to support them, support their boats. Again, they can go online and create their own personalized fundraising page and send out an email to their friends, and their friends can go on, donate online, support their boat, and then they go that day and they race.
And they race.
Yes.
Oh, and it's a fun day.
And it fits the personality of the region. Where
Yes.
we're by the water, and so sailing is a part of the blood of the region, and so it's really a great chance for the yachting community to do something for a great cause, and it's something that the national yachting community actually endorses is hospice care. But it allows the individual yachting clubs to do something, and it reflects the personality of the region for us too. So I think it's a win-win for both.
Are the races in Stonington and New London and Niantic, are those new, or how long have they been going on? Because I know very much so about the Mystic Regatta,
Right, yeah.
but I'm wondering about how long the other ones have been going on for.
Yeah, they've actually all been, well, actually most of those clubs have been participating for over 20 years.
That's terrific.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the regatta is about 23 years old, so it's been going on for a while now. So they've always been involved. It's been great.
Good. So what other kinds of events do you have coming up in
Well, those
2012?
are actually the big ones.
Mhm.
Those are the big ones we have going on.
Those are our main events, and the Tree of Life and the Walk are our events. The Regatta is a joint event with the yachting community and ourselves, and then of course there are always ongoing the third-party events that you mentioned that you took part in, which are great. When somebody calls up and says, "I have this wonderful idea," or "We've had an event and we have a check for you," it really helps a great deal because the monies that are raised from that go toward our hospice care. Not all of our hospice care is reimbursed. Our bereavement care is not reimbursed, and yet that's something that we must offer and choose to offer for our patients, but also we offer it for the community as a whole. Over half of the people in our bereavement programs did not have a connection to hospice care with a loved one. They just experienced a loss, they need some help, so they're able to come to us as a community resource
And that's
and
something
have
I
that
think
done.
not a lot of people, we need to tell more people about that, but that's a wonderful program that you offer. And how does that work when people are going, they've just had a loss? How do they go about accessing that?
We actually have bereavement support groups that happen continually. They're usually in 6-week cycles, and then once they end, we start them up again, and they can be for adults, they can be for teenagers. We have a wonderful expressive arts program for young kids, which is great, and in concert with that, we have our therapy dogs come in. And the kids will come in.
I've met some of those therapy dogs. Oh, we should have one on Mystic Matter.
We should.
We
We should. Because when they come into the office sometimes, all work stops because everybody
Yeah.
comes out, and that's the impact that they have. They have that emotional, visceral impact. And so when they're with the kids loosen up and they emote more and they loosen up and really show their emotions. And then once they've played with the dogs for about 45 minutes, they go with a counselor and work using art therapy to work through their grief and learn how to deal with their grief, because they don't really know how to deal with their grief, and as adults we tend to sort of tell our kids, grief is a bad thing. They need to learn how to work through it, and that's where that program really comes in handy, and it's amazing to see the kids with the dogs. The connection there is just so close.
That's great. How many therapy dogs do you have, and how do
We
you
have-
how do you find them?
I think we have 15 now, and it's part of our volunteer process. It's also people come to us. We work with veterinarians and let them know that this is a program we have. And so when people show an interest, their dogs have to be certified as therapy dogs, and they have to go. The handlers have to go through our volunteer program. We have a volunteer class that we have twice a year. And once they finish that, we sort of give them a little bit of a test and have them go through and monitor them, and it just is growing in leaps and bounds.
Now, you have an awful lot of volunteers.
We do.
Through hospice.
We
We
do.
talked a little bit about the event volunteers, you know, which is, how many event volunteers do you have throughout the year? If you
Oh,
had
I
to,
think-
I mean, because it's probably hard to add them all up. But
It
just-
is,
just
and we have
events
committees for the events,
Yeah.
so those people are
Yeah.
volunteering their
like,
time.
Essentially, all the sailors that are sailing in
Yeah.
the regattas are all
Yeah.
volunteers.
Yeah.
So, approximately how many volunteers just for events do you think you have?
Oh boy, I would say that we probably have about anywhere from maybe 40 to 50 people, if you count everyone.
To like
including the
run and
community.
manage the events throughout the year. That's
Yeah,
terrific.
yeah.
And then for care and helping with the hospice and the different
Yeah.
programs. that you offer.
Overall, we have over 150 volunteers, which help with patient care. They can go out and run errands for the family. They can take dictation from the patients if they want to write letters to people that they want to sort of have closure with. They can sit vigil with a patient as they get close to the end. We have a lot of volunteers who are very crucial to our office work. We mentioned the people that help out at events. There's something for everyone. Some people really want to help with patient care, and so that's what we're happy to have them
What's the training
with.
process for something like
It's
that?
actually 20 hours, I believe, of training, and they
Yeah.
come in for several classes to get that training done, and then we have a graduation. And they are a huge part of what we do. We are mandated by the Medicare laws to have at least 5% of our patient care time as volunteer time. We're blessed to have such a large number of wonderful volunteers that we're up around 30%,
Wow.
which gives you an
that's
idea of how
impressive.
important they are.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And where do these volunteers come from? All over
Everywhere.
Leland County?
Everywhere. And we try and get them from all over so that they're near where a patient may be. So if a patient needs a particular piece of medical equipment that we have in-house, we can give them a call, and they're amazing about coming, getting the piece of equipment, and dropping it off at the patient's home. If they need something picked up quickly, they're just wonderful. They respond quickly. So if we can have people all around the region, they can respond that much quicker. And of course, in this day and age with gas prices, you don't want to have to send them too
Right.
far if you don't have to.
Now, in April, it's National Volunteers Week.
Yes.
So anything special going on with that? Are you looking to encourage more volunteers during that week?
Always looking for more volunteers. We're going to have a volunteer appreciation brunch, which we have every year, to thank them, and also to note those volunteers that have been volunteers for milestone periods, 5 years, 10 years. We actually have people who have been volunteers for over 20 years.
Wow.
Which is
And how
pretty
long has
amazing.
Hospice Southeastern Connecticut
About
been
27
there?
years.
All
so
right.
we have some people who have been there from the beginning.
That's pretty amazing.
It is.
That's
It is.
impressive. I mean, it's an important organization, and for those getting involved with it, volunteering, it's very rewarding. It's rewarding work because you know that you're making a difference and you're impacting someone's life. So
Exactly.
I think that's terrific that you offer volunteer opportunities, that someone has that opportunity to experience what you get to experience. You know, I have one question. What drew you to Hospice of Southeastern Connecticut when you decided to start to work for them?
I know for me personally, having experienced loss myself, when I first heard, I was actually driving in my car, and over the radio, I heard someone sharing about their experience with Hospice Southeastern Connecticut, and it was the first time I knew that that kind of service was available. And it really impacted me because I thought of my loved one that I lost, and thought, wow, wouldn't it be amazing if I had a service like that there during that time, because of the tremendous support that they provide, not only to the patient, but also to the family members that are going through, being able to answer questions, being able to help you to feel that what you're experiencing, what you're feeling is normal. You're not weird, or, or you don't have to feel overwhelmed. You're not alone. So that really drew me to the organization, and then I started, looking for opportunities
And
to
it
be a
all
part
fell
of
into
it.
place.
It sure did, sure did.
And you're a great fit.
Oh, thank
Great
you so
fit.
much.
Another great fit is Jeff Nelson, who is an ambassador in the community and knows a lot of people. So to be in development and communications, as far as that's concerned, is a great fit. So what drew you to Hospice?
It was a great opportunity. In my role in government and previous work, I'd gotten to know Hospice Southeastern Connecticut and know some of the people there and the great mission they do. I did not have any personal experience with hospice, but I knew they were a community-based nonprofit that was well-run, that had great people working there, and when I got to a point in my life where I was ready for a change, they were one of the places that I looked at because it gives you a sense of mission, a sense of purpose to help people, to continue serving the public, and to do so in an agency that really stewards their funds very well, are concerned with the patient care. It was just a great fit to try and take some of my experience out in the community and bring that to hospice.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. And for more information on hospice, you can go into Hospice Southeastern.
HospiceSECT.org.
Hospice, I started adding the Southeastern. So HospiceSECT.org, it's right there on the website. If you want to offer your support in terms of volunteering, if you want to offer your support in terms of being one of the people at the walkathon or sponsoring one of the events, you can go onto that website. You can contact Denise or Jeff and get some more information from them. I want to thank both of you for being on our show tonight. We appreciate your time and appreciate what you do for the community.
Well,
it's
thank
really
you.
Great work. So
thank you for having us, and thank you for your wonderful fundraiser. That was great. We really appreciate it.
People ask, so I did do the haircut thing, and they're like, well, your hair is still so long. It was down to here. I did 16 inches. It was pretty long hair. So in the end, 16 inches did go, but there's still, there's still a little bit left there. So I'll be able to grow that again and then chop that off again in the future. So Denise and Jeff, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you,
we'll
Tricia.
see you soon, I'm sure.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week.